Mic check 1, 2.
Right. It's me. Is anybody else? Somebody's got to mute. Is everybody muted? No. I thought I already. It's me. I've always wanted to sound like I was the announcer at a large stadium. All right, so I'll call the meeting to order. This is the March 12th meeting of the Higher Education Employment Advancement Committee. We have an agenda in front of us. The first item number 2 on the agenda is remarks by the chairs. Do you have any remarks that you want to make, Senator Slapp?
No, I'm good to go. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Do either of our ranking members have anything they want to add? Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd just like to say for the record that we've had a lot of discussions about these bills, and I just want to express my appreciation to the chairs for working with us. And you guys have always been good about getting us information we need with substitute language and working with us with any concerns. So We have a good agenda today and one coming up, and a lot of it has been very collaborative. So thank you.
The best kind of remarks, Representative Branco. So thanks. And I see Senator
You
Martin.
guys are outstanding to work with.
My constituents at home in my safe Democratic district are going to doubt whether or not I'm working hard enough up here if you keep showering me with those kinds of compliments. So, yeah, this committee I think is clear in its mission. So, and support for higher education I think is not a partisan issue generally. So I appreciate we're being able to work with you on a lot of things. The first item on the agenda is Senate Bill number 381, an act requiring programs concerning problem gambling at public institutions of higher education. Chair is looking for a motion to JF this item to the floor.
So moved.
Okay, so that motion has been made by Senator Slapp and seconded by Representative Rochelle. I'll just say by way of explanation that this bill would require public institutions in Connecticut to provide an invitation really to a nonprofit organization that does work in this area to do some on-campus programming about problem gambling at least once every academic year. And I don't know, are there any additional comments or remarks regarding this legislation? Representative Branco.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill, on the surface, I agree with. We know that we've seen enough stats to know that gambling, especially among the college demographic, has become quite a problem. So, this bill seeks to help remedy that, or at least bring awareness and attention to the problem. So I support the premise of it. My concern lies in why we're actually legislating this. In my opinion, if all sides agree, including the universities, to me, they can just talk to each other and invite these groups on for these programs. I'm not entirely sure why we are going to legislate that they have to do that. However, for today, I guess I'm going to flag it with a yes. Sorry. I did not intend on doing that. But yes, again, it's a problem that needs to be addressed. So if this is a step that we can take in that direction, all of the testimony supported it. All sides were in favor. So I don't see why we shouldn't do it. It's just odd to me that we have to legislate this instead of these two groups just talking to each other and working together to get onto campuses and run their programs. But for today, I'm going to be a yes.
Are there any additional comments? Seeing none, I think we're going to do all of our votes by roll call today, and the clerk will call the roll.
Okay, so this is a roll call vote to JF to the floor, SB 381. Senator Slapp?
Yes.
Rep Haddad?
Yes.
Senator Martin? Rep Bronco?
Yes.
Senator Gadkar Wilcox?
Senator Gadkar Wilcox votes yes.
Rep Rochelle?
Yes.
Rep Ackert?
Yes.
Rep Case? Senator Cohen? Rep Collins, Maine?
Yes,
Oh, sorry, could you just turn your camera on?
sorry. Yes,
Okay, thank you. Rep DeFranzo?
Yes.
Rep Farrar?
yes.
Senator Flexer? Rep Fortier?
Rep. 40 is a yes.
Senator Maroney?
Senator Maroney is a yes.
Rep Paris? Rep Sweet?
Yes.
Rep Weir?
Thank you. We're going to announce that we'll hold votes open until 2:00. And so members who are not present or who miss a vote can vote with the clerk until 2:00, either online or in the Higher Education Committee after the conclusion of our meeting here, not the conclusion, but when we recess the meeting here in room 2A. Next item on the agenda is House Bill number 5158, an act prohibiting scholarship displacement. Then the chair is looking for a motion to JFS LCO number 3068 to the floor.
Second.
Motion's been made by Senator Martin and seconded by Representative Rochelle. This bill, as folks know, it tries to solve a number of different problems related to scholarship displacement when this is a practice when after a financial aid office at an institution offers a financial aid offer to a student that they subsequently earn a scholarship. And then that the original financial aid package gets modified to reflect the addition of the scholarship, and that works, of course, to the benefit of the institution and not so much to the benefit of the family, and that can leave families quite frustrated because they feel like that the scholarship should benefit them financially. We've heard testimony from a number of private foundations and other folks, philanthropic organizations that raise money for scholarships. We are concerned that continued scholarship displacement discourages that kind of private philanthropy. This bill addresses those concerns. The substitute language in front of us exempts the awards made by our own state scholarship program, the Roberta Willis Scholarship Program. This is a matter of a serious frustration, I think, to both Senator Slapp and I, and others who have advocated for years to try to get the Roberta Willis Scholarship Program on a earlier time schedule. But for the time being, it appears as though unless we can make additional progress in the Appropriations Committee, that the Roberta Willis Scholarship Awards will still be routinely made after financial aid awards are made to students. So while we work to solve that problem, this language will reflect that that'll be exempted. If we can make progress on that problem elsewhere in this building, then I hope that the need for this amendment will fall away from this legislation itself. And so I'm strongly in support of the legislation. I think it solves a lot of problems, and even if it doesn't solve all of our problems, and hope that it will pass out of this committee with strong support. Are there any additional comments? Senator Slapp.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I want to thank Senator Martin for his leadership on this bill. This bill's been before our committee for a few years now, and I have to admit my position on it has evolved. I originally thought that this would have a net negative impact on our neediest students because it would prevent or make it more difficult for institutions of higher education to essentially move money where it's most needed. And I've learned a lot over the past few years through our public hearing process from community foundations and organizations that educated me that was not the case, really, and that they are trying to get extra scholarship money to our neediest students and not always able to do that because of the practice of scholarship displacement. So I've learned a lot through the process on it. And again, I thank Senator Martin for his leadership. I think it's just a basic issue of fairness, and and I understand why families and people who are devoted to philanthropy are very frustrated by the current practice. So even though we still have that carve out, as my co-chair mentioned, for Roberta Willis, this is a real positive step in the right direction, I believe. So thanks again.
Representative Branco.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill is one that I've also sort of evolved on a little bit and struggled with at times. For three reasons. As we discussed this more and more, and we heard testimony at the hearing, as you peel the problem back, it seems like more of a timing issue. At its face value, I understand what we're doing, and I'm very sympathetic to these groups who award these scholarships and have the appearance that the students that they're awarding the benefits to are not actually reaping the benefits of the scholarships. And I'm very sympathetic to that argument, that feeling. It can be demoralizing, feeling like your scholarship money is not actually benefiting these students as intended. But as we heard testimony and you kind of peel the onion back, to me, it seems to be more of another timing issue with when these awards go out. If these groups chose to award these scholarships in January before institutional aid is offered to students, these students and these scholarship organizations would never see the displacement because their student gets the scholarship, they report it, and that becomes part of their aid application. So when the university then awards their aid application, they have already considered the scholarship that they've earned. However, being that a lot of these scholarships get awarded after institutional aid has already been determined and given to the student, when they then report it and then the institutions go and rework their aid, there's the appearance that the scholarship is in essence being taken away from the student. And I understand the feeling. But like I said, if you change the timing of the award, you would never see it. It's just the fact that there's the perception of you seeing it now because the institutional aid then changes after the scholarship is earned. But that would never be the case if you earned the scholarship before the institutional aid was given. So to me, it seems to be more of a timing issue of when these awards go out, similar to what we're doing with Roberta Willis. Which brings me to point number 2, is that we're all frustrated. We thought we fixed Roberta Willis last year, and we've all gone on the presumption that we did good work and we fixed Willis. Yay for us, problem solved, moving on. And there was discussion last year that if we fix Willis, we fix displacement. And now to learn that that is not the case, and that Roberta Willis is not fixed as we determined, we're now exempting Willis from the displacement. So pretty much to say, none of you can displace any aid unless it's our aid, then you could displace it. So at this point, it feels a little hypocritical. And then my last concern is I have a hard time telling universities that take no state money how they can award and distribute their own institutional aid. It feels like a bridge a little too far for us to dictate what they do with their aid. However, this is a problem that I understand exists, and I do believe that we can still work on changes with language to make sure everyone is satisfied. So I will be supporting this audit committee with the hopes that we can continue to consider language changes that might address some of these concerns, and that we can see by the time the bill gets to the floor that we could be in a position where all sides can be satisfied with where we're at. But for today, I will be a yes out of committee.
Flagging it with a yes, right? Any additional, Senator Martin?
Yeah, thank you. Just very quickly, I think all of this began a couple of years back. I had a friend who I graduated with in college who approached me regarding his involvement in one of these organizations that hand out or give out annually quite a bit of money throughout not only the state of Connecticut, but nationally as well. And this frustration that the organization experience on an annual basis regarding funding, scholarships that they would provide, gather this information, do the vetting, and in the end, what they thought were doing, what they were doing for specific individuals who worked hard for years academically, and it was a way for them to reward them for their hard work, only to find out that the student would need to give, the university would receive the funding, but yet seem to be penalized. Maybe it's too much of a hard work, but the restructuring of the award package would take place, and in the end, the $2,000 or $5,000 that they thought they were receiving actually turned into, it went to somebody else. So that sort of started the discussion with the bill. And now we are on our third year of trying to move this along here. Roberta Willis, I too thought that this was fixed. And Representative Bracco, I think you're absolutely correct. I think if we find the answer to Roberta Willis, we also find the answer to the this displacement bill too, or it maybe scholarships need to be in by awards need to be in by a certain time. I don't know what the answer is. But perhaps if we do fix Roberta Willis, that this could be resolve this as well. It's just troubling, I guess, when I first got involved with this, is that someone who worked so hard for so long, students, that money would be taken away from them for doing well and handed to somebody else. I just didn't feel someone mentioned fairness here. I think that's all we're looking for here. So I'd like to get this out, and I know that we need to be talking and changing some of this before it gets to the floor. So hopefully we can find the right formula here. So thank you.
Thank you for those comments. Any additional, Representative Rochelle?
Thank you. I just wanted to express my gratitude to all of the colleagues that our colleagues who've been advocating for this bill. This is an important issue, especially for young people, especially nowadays. I want to thank all the advocates that have been coming up to the Capitol from the small organizations. People work hard to raise money to provide scholarships in communities. Down in the Valley, there's so many organizations, the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, all these organizations that spend time to raise money, and they expect that the money is going to be awarded to the student, not to the university, to offset the students' costs. And I think about, I have one high school intern that really wanted to help out this year, and I asked him what his biggest issue was, and his number one issue is scholarship displacement. And he's concerned for himself. He's concerned for all of his classmates. And I think that we have a responsibility to get this sorted out. So I want to thank everyone who's been working hard on this, and I look forward to this work in progress coming to fruition.
Thank you, Representative Ackert.
Thank you. And I do understand the frustration of some of the colleges out there and what they're trying to do. But as someone who just received a $1 for Scholar letter to saying, when are you donating, Ackert? So I do appreciate that. That's somebody that does support the colleges, and $2 for Scholars, Bolton and Coventry with my company. It's glad to see that we're making sure that that dollar goes directly to support that student that has earned that dollar and that support. So I'll be supporting this legislation as we out of committee. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And I will just, I'm not going to name names, but I will just say that there are a lot of institutions that don't engage in this practice in Connecticut, and I give them a lot of credit for that. And, the goal would be here is just creating a level playing field across the state for all institutions and a single policy that folks can rely on. Are there any further remarks? Seeing none, the clerk can call the roll.
This is a roll call vote to JFS to the floor, LCO number 3068. Senator Slapp?
Yes.
Rep Haddad?
Yes.
Senator Martin?
Yes.
Rep Bronco?
Yes.
Senator Gadkar Wilcox?
Senator Gadkar Wilcox votes yes.
Rep Rochelle?
Yes.
Rep Ackert? Rep Case? Senator Cohen? Rep Collins, Maine?
Yes.
Rep DeFranco?
Yes.
Rep Farrar?
Yes.
Senator Flexer? Rep Fortier?
Yes.
Senator Maroney? Rep Paris? Rep Sweet?
Yes.
Rep Weir?
Senator Maroney votes yes. I apologize. Couldn't unmute fast enough.
Sorry.
Senator Maroney apologizes for voting yes. Okay.
I apologizes for unmuting, but I'm
Oh,
happy to vote yes for
being unmuted.
unmuting too slowly.
Probably supportive of the bill. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
Is there well, again, we'll hold that vote open until 2 o'clock. Next item on the agenda is HB number 5417, an act allowing children of veterans to use such veterans' unused tuition waivers and requiring state funding for tuition waivers. Chair is looking for a JFS to approps of LCO number 3069.
So
Made by Senator Slapp, seconded by Representative Farrar. The title is a little of a misnomer at this point with the substitute language. In particular, the major change is eliminating the term unused. That gets to be administratively very burdensome. And so what we're creating here in the substitute language is a waiver that would be granted to a child of every qualifying veteran for a tuition waiver. The other section, which is I think is important, is that it also provides funding to institutions who are providing the waivers to students. I think the legislature has been over relying on the use of mandatory waivers for a variety of different constituencies, all of whom I think are well deserving of a scholarship or a break on the cost of getting post-secondary education at a public institution. But when we pass waivers, we're not compensating or providing any additional resources to those institutions to actually provide the services and the education to those students. And so I feel like we should put our money where our mouth is. And if we want to provide waivers, statutory waivers, we can do that. We should compensate institutions for the loss of revenue. And so the second part of this bill will do that. And I strongly support the legislation as it's currently conceived. Are there any additional comments? Representative Ackert.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I struggle with this, to be quite honest with you. As a veteran that proudly served this country, thank you for supporting veterans in this mission, because we wanted those that came out of the service that had an opportunity to get a waiver to improve their lives and to, get an opportunity to go to college. And to say that now it's for a student, a child, for a veteran that will reside here for a year, if I'm not mistaken, right? So we're fighting this. I'm going to vote yes, only because I want to see the fiscal impact, the true fiscal impact. You meaning that OFA has got to count every veteran that qualifies. So now we're not using. So a question through you, Mr. Chairman, almost Mr. Speaker, maybe someday, but Mr. Chairman. So if they've also used their waiver, a child now in that family can still use a waiver. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, can you ask the question again?
Yes. So it's before you had unused waiver. So if I had gone to college and used my waiver, can still a child use their waiver?
Yes. The answer is yes.
So there are hundreds of thousands of veterans in the state of Connecticut. And so if each child used the waiver also, then OFA has got to really come back with the true potential to what this is going to cost. We've got, we've done some great work with having people go to the community colleges now and CSU systems, and we've done a great work. And I think that we continue to do that for all is really what our intentions are here. So I want to see the true fiscal impact of this. So I'm going to vote yes so that I can see the number. I sit on appropriations. My concern is that this is going to change. That this will be, okay, we're going to back it with some dollars. We still think it's a great great thing that we should do. Colleges pony up the dollars because we don't have the dollars. We can't afford it. The good chair of appropriation is a veteran. So she might, we still think it's a good concept, but we're going to do it with available appropriations or something along that line. Listen, at times as a veteran, I am not a special class of person. If you're a wounded combat veteran, That was my opportunity to get training, to improve myself, to get discipline. I took advantage of my opportunity to serve for this great country. But we continue to do, and this, I get it. It's a great, but if there are people that, yes, you have a veteran that's come back that needs some assistance and they can't make their way in life and they can help their child, sure. But not all of us are destitute. All of us can pay our way, can pay our kids' way. I couldn't, but I did help afterwards with my kids' tuition. But so I'll keep an eye on this. And to all our service members out there, thank you for your service. God bless you for your service. I will vote yes, but I want to see the true number, because what happened to our communities when we allowed the 100% permanently and total disabled is hurting our communities. Great concept. But we have people that are coming to Connecticut now to live here and take advantage of our goodwill by saying you can live here real estate free, tax free. Now, please come all here. Come here. Bring your children here, and we will give them a child, tuition waivers. So I'll look for this to move along in this process. We'll support it now, and I'll stop. Get off my pedestal now. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. And thank you for your comments. Actually, I have many of the same thoughts. I think you expressed them perhaps better than I could have. There are bills currently in this legislative session that offer waivers that are far more costly than this one. And so my growing concern is that we have not looked at the revenue loss to institutions and have not looked at what it costs to provide those services to that growing number of people that we're offering waivers to. And I think we need to know who we're giving waivers to and what the total value of that benefit is. It's not colleges and universities that pay for the difference. It's other students that pay for the difference. And that's a concern I have. Yeah. Are there any, Representative Farrar?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I second in this bill, just in carrying on the spirit of bipartisanship. I think you all started this meeting with, and I just wanted to highlight what you had just said about the, supporting the process of us getting more information about this, as Rep. Ackert said, from the financial side. But if as a committee, as we go through session, we could have, even an ongoing list of what currently is in statute and what's proposed, for us as a committee to get a greater grounding in all of the current and potential waivers. I think that would help us be able to start to be mindful of how we prioritize. And as you said, we advocate for state funding to be going towards those needs rather than the institutions having to bear that cost. So just wanted to highlight that, and hopefully we can keep learning and gathering more information so we can make decisions that make the most sense based on need. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that comment. There's some of that information has been provided to the subcommittee on approps, and I can endeavor to forward some of that information out to you. Any additional comments? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll.
This is a roll call vote to JFS to appropriations LCO number 3069. Senator Slapp?
Yes.
Rep. Haddad?
Yes.
Senator Martin? Rep. Bronco?
Yes.
Senator Gadkar Wilcox?
Senator Gadkar Wilcox votes yes.
Rep. Rochelle?
Yes.
Rep. Ackert?
Yes.
Rep. Case? Senator Cohen? Rep. Collins, Maine?
Yes.
Rep. DeFranzo?
Yes.
Rep. Farrar?
Yes.
Senator Flexer? Rep. Fortier?
Yes.
Senator Maroney?
Senator Maroney votes yes.
Rep. Paris? Rep. Sweet?
Yes.
Rep. Weir?
Thank you. Moving on, item number 4, House Bill number 5418, an act concerning the Kirkland M. Kerr program at the University of Connecticut. Chair is looking for a JFS to approps of LCO number 3158. I'm just going to double check the LCO number with. I have on the summary 3146 and I have on the agenda 3158. 3158, got it, okay. That motion's been made by Senator Slapp and seconded by, well, this will be a short debate.
Second.
I'm sorry, who's that?
40-year.
Fortier, seconded by Fortier. Thank you. This motion's been made and seconded. This bill reestablishes the Kirkland Kerr program. This is a program that it's not actually housed at UConn. As folks might know, there is no veterinarian school, public veterinarian school anywhere in New England. There is no public or private veterinarian school in Connecticut. But this will provide a limited number of students who would like to attend earn a veterinarian degree to work through the University of Connecticut with a cooperative arrangement with another university in a different part of the country to get ensure that there are spaces reserved for Connecticut students and that it's at a sort of an in-state cost to those students. And so there's a small subsidy that's included here that brings the cost of earning that degree down to what an in-state cost would be for those students. And the expectation is, and it's built into the bill, is that those students would return to Connecticut and practice as a practicing veterinarian here for 5 years in order to after they earn their degree. There are a couple of other modifications around, the start and stop time of those reimbursements and when they have to pay back their loans, and really just intended to make sure that the program works well. And it's there had been a small tax increase in the legislation, which has been removed from the legislation. We'll try to do this through a straight appropriations through the Appropriations Committee. So if there are any additional questions or comments, Senator Slapp.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I support this legislation. I think it's a pretty creative attempt to solve a problem, and the problem is that we have a lot of pets in this state. That's not a problem, but a lot of pet owners who love their pets, and we do not have enough veterinarians. And that's a problem for folks who need to get their pet the care that they that's essential. We're also seeing that I believe it's impacting prices too, that pet owners pay for a very challenged supply of veterinarians. So while it's great that we might be helping these handful of students who go off to, I think it's Iowa State, this is not really fundamentally about them. It's about, I think, the thousands and thousands of pet owners across the state. And not only that, but farmers and people who are in agricultural business who really need access to veterinarians. And I think and I'm very glad that we were able to, collaborate with our ranking members on this. And we had great discussions and trying to determine how we can help ensure that when these students go off and become veterinarians, that they come back to Connecticut. So there is a clawback provision in there that you'll see that says, look, we're going to subsidize the difference between in-state and out-of-state for these students. And if they come back to Connecticut, they don't have to, they don't have to pay it back, right? That's a good investment on our part. And it's not free college for them. It's just allowing them to pay in-state tuition at an out-of-state school. But if they don't come back, then they will have to pay it back. So we're trying to make sure that our investment, that we get a good return on investment, right, for what Connecticut taxpayers ostensibly would be supporting. But a real big benefit, again, to folks who love their pets all across the state if we're able to get more veterinarians here as a result of this legislation. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. In West Hartford, I mean, I know that there's a lot of pet owners. There's a lot of pet owners in Mansfield too, but there's also a dairy farm in Mansfield, a storied dairy farm. It pre-exists the founding of our town. And we're hearing additionally to pet owners, folks who need large animal veterinarians. And the dairy industry is a very important industry in Connecticut. You can't have a healthy herd without having adequate medical care for that herd. Things are really hard with the way milk pricing happens on dairy farms. And so this is also intended to sort of alleviate a shortage of quality medical care for a very important industry that impacts a very important industry in our state. Are there any additional questions or concerns? Do you have any dairy farms in West Hartford? No? Okay.
Our fault.
Yeah, our farm. Yeah, okay. Seeing no further comment, the clerk can call the roll.
This is a roll call vote to JFS to appropriations LCO number 3158. Senator Slapp?
Yes.
Rep. Haddad?
Yes.
Senator Martin? Rep. Bronco? Senator Gadkar Wilcox?
Senator Gadkar Wilcox votes yes.
Rep. Rochelle? Rep. Ackert? Rep. Case? Senator Cohen? Rep. Collins Maine?
Yes.
Rep. DeFranco?
Yes.
Rep. Farrar?
Yes.
Senator Flexer? Rep. Fortier?
Yes.
Senator Maroney?
Senator Maroney votes yes.
Rep. Harris? Rep. Sweet?
Yes.
Rep. Weir?
Okay, thank you. We are going to skip over item number 5. We'll deal with that on an agenda at a future meeting. But the next item on the agenda then is item number 6, House Bill number 5479, an act implementing the University of Connecticut's plan to become a member of an association of research universities. Chair is looking for a motion to JF this item to the Appropriations Committee. Motion's been made by Senator Slapp and seconded by
Second.
Representative Fortier. This bill, last year we tasked the university with coming up with a plan, looking at the metrics, their characteristics, comparing their outcomes with that of members of a large association of research universities. They did that work and came up with a plan for how the legislature, if it chooses, to be helpful in the endeavor of achieving membership in that research institution, research association, how we might help. This plan would require the university to hire at least 10 new top-tier research faculty over the next several years. It appropriates some money in order to help them achieve that goal and provide some general obligation bonds to help outfit research facilities at their institution for those researchers. If that were to happen, it would substantially improve a number of small deficiencies in an application to a research association that the university has identified. And I think that this is a very aspirational goal. The AAU, as an example of a research association, is a group of the 70 or 80 top research universities in the country. The University of Connecticut shares a number of characteristics with member institutions. I think this is a good reach goal or stretch goal for the University of Connecticut. It is very close to being at hand, and the benefits are substantial reputationally for the institution and therefore to students who earn a UConn degree. And the benefits are also could be monetarily. That small fraction of universities that are a member of the AAU currently receive about 2/3 of all federal funding, research funding. It is a good association to belong to. There is currently just one member of the AAU in Connecticut, that's Yale University. There are several others in New England. There are no other public universities in New England that are members of the AAU. And I think that UConn, if it were to achieve this goal, would really distinguish itself reputationally and be able to trade on that association to bring even more research dollars to the state with all of its positive impact on student educational outcomes and economic economic impacts here in the state of Connecticut. So I urge my colleagues to support the legislation. Is there any additional comment or concern? Great. Seeing none, the clerk can call the roll.
This is a roll call vote to JF to appropriate HB 5479. Senator Slapp? Rep. Haddad? Senator Martin? Rep. Bronco? Senator Gadkar Wilcox?
Senator Gadkar Wilcox votes yes.
Rep. Rochelle? Rep. Ackert? Rep. Case? Senator Cohen? Rep. Collins, Maine? Rep. DeFranzo?
Yes.
Rep. Farrar?
Yes.
Senator Flexer? Rep. Fortier?
Yes.
Senator Maroney?
Yes.
Rep. Paris? Rep. Sweet?
Yes.
Rep. Weir?
My apologies, Rep. Collins, Maine is a yes.
Okay, so that brings us to the conclusion of this agenda. Announcement time of next meeting. We're meeting next Tuesday, March 17th at 11:30. So that'll be our final meeting to JF bills originating here in our committee, and hopefully the spirit of bipartisanship that started today will last all the way through the completion of that agenda as well. I'm sure it will. We'll hold the vote. We'll recess the meeting until 2 o'clock. Members should be sure to contact the clerk to record any missed votes that they might have missed. Thank you.
Hi, Rep. Weir. Sorry about that.
No worries at all. I just got done with our meeting, so.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we did a roll call vote for all the bills today.
Okay.
Besides one, we are tabling for the next meeting.
Yep.
Okay, so for HB 5418, an act concerning the Kirkland Kerr program at the University of Connecticut, we are JFS to appropriate for that one.
Yeah, that'll be a yes.
Okay. All right, next we have HB 5417, an act allowing children of veterans to use such veterans' unused tuition waivers and requiring state funding for tuition waivers. And that one is JFS to appropriate as well.
Yes.
Okay. HB 5158, an act prohibiting scholarship displacement, which is also JFS to the floor.
Yes.
Okay. Senate Bill 381, JF to the floor, an act requiring programs concerning problem gambling at public institutions of higher education.
Be a no on that.
Okay. HB 5479, this is an act implementing the University of Connecticut's plan to become a member of an association of research universities, and this one is JF to appropriate.
And this isn't the one that was held.
No, sorry, that one was Learn and Earn, which was the for paid internships, which
Okay.
is HB 5478. That's the one
Gotcha.
that was held.
Thank you. And so the
Yep.
the last one was
This one is the
to approach.
act implementing the University of Connecticut's plan to become a member of an association of research universities.
Gotcha. I'll be a yes on that.
Okay, and that's it.
All right. Thank you
Right.
very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, Madam Clerk.
Hi, Senator Flexer. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Okay.
Forgive the interruption, but I just want to clarify I'm in a stationary vehicle.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So we have SB 381, which is an act requiring programs concerning problem gambling at institutions of higher education. And that
I'd
is
like to
the
vote.
JF to the floor. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'd like to vote yes.
Okay. Next we have HB 5158, an act prohibiting scholarship displacement. And that one
Yes.
is JFS to the floor. Yes, okay. Next is HB 5417, an act allowing children of veterans to use such veterans' unused tuition waivers and requiring state funding for tuition waivers.
Yes.
And I think this is the last one, HB 5418, an act concerning the Kirkland Kerr program at the University of Connecticut.
Yes.
Okay, let me just double check, because we held, oh no, there's one more. HB 5479, an act implementing the University of Connecticut's plan to become a member of Association of Research Universities.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's all of them.
Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Okay. Bye.
Hello.
Hi, Ripcase.
Yes on all of them.
Oh, okay. Really?
You good?
Yeah, okay.
You're like, wow.
Easy. Is that allowed? Can I do that?
Do you need to ask them all? Are you good?
I don't know. Can I have him just say yes to all of them? Is that allowed? I think so. Okay, I think I'm good.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks.
See you later.
Bye.
Hey, Megan, how are you?
Good. How are you, Rep Paris?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Sorry, my thing's telling me I'm muted, but you can hear me.
I can
right?
hear you.
Okay, I don't know why it said that.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. So we have SB 381, an act requiring programs concerning problem gambling at public institutions of higher education, and that is a JF to the floor.
Yes.
Okay. HB 5158, an act prohibiting scholarship displacement, JFS to the floor.
Yes.
Okay. HB 5417, an act allowing children of veterans to use such veterans' unused tuition waivers and requiring state funding for tuition waivers. And that's also JFS to approps.
Yes.
Okay. HB 5479, an act implementing the University of Connecticut's plan to become a member of an association of research universities, JF to approps.
Yes.
HB 5418, an act concerning the Kirkland Kerr program at the University of Connecticut, JFS to approps.
Yes.
Okay, and then we skipped HB 5478, which is an act supporting learn and earn internship opportunities, and that'll be on the next agenda.
Okay, perfect.
So I
And
think,
go ahead.
sorry. I think that was everything.
All right. Then I think we're all good to go. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. Hi, Senator Cohen.
Hi, Megan. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Okay, so first we have SB 381, an act requiring programs concerning problem gambling at public institutions of higher education.
Yes.
Okay. Then we have HB 5158, which is an act prohibiting scholarship displacement.
Yes.
Okay. HB 5417, an act allowing children of veterans to use such veterans' unused tuition waivers and requiring state funding for tuition waivers.
Yes.
Okay, and then HB 5479, an act implementing the University of Connecticut's plan to become a member of Association of Research Universities.
Yes.
Okay. HB 5418, an act concerning the Kirkland Kerr program at the University of Connecticut.
Yes.
And then we skipped the HB 5478, which is Learn and Earn bill.
Yes. Perfect. All right. Thanks so much.
No problem.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.